Someone says, hey, want to go to the game? You're gonna say yes. You're gonna go to the concession stand. So shut up, to be quite honest. Unless you're actually gonna make a stance, shut up. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bolo, and I'm coming to you with another video for educational purposes only. As you can see, I'm still a little, I'm on recovery mode. Left shoulder is the only thing I'm really dealing with. Could have been a lot worse, so everything is a win as far as I'm concerned. Now, subject at hand. We're going to be talking about these new cheerleaders on the Minnesota Vikings. And we're not talking about the male cheerleaders that are big and jacked and, you know, they toss around the petite women and catch them and fling them around and do all kinds of crazy acrobatic stuff. No, we got guys LARPing as women. It's kind of crazy, but let's watch the video and I'll give you my reaction.
The Minnesota Vikings getting ready to tackle their rivals as the NFL season approaches. But the team, now playing defense after announcing two new members of its cheerleading squad, are men. Blaze and Louie earning spots after...
It's not that they're men, it's that they're like flamboyant homosexuals. If there were, like I said, bigger, strong men that are there to just toss the women up and catch them and things like that, nobody would have a problem.
A rigorous audition process.
I went to a lot of Vikings games with my family, mainly my dad. I was definitely watching the cheerleaders thinking like, I wish I could do that, being that role model for other little kids who don't know that this is an option.
But the inclusion of the two men on the 35-person cheer roster has some calling to boycott the team, with replies to the Vikings Instagram post reading, "I'm not a Viking fan no more," and "I just lost all my respect for the Vikings." Across social media, far-right accounts latching on to the backlash, and even a former player blatantly hateful. Antonio Brown, currently wanted by police for attempted murder, which he denies, calling Blaze a homophobic slur. Plenty of others defending the cheerleaders, writing, "They were incredible and deserve their spot as a part of the squad." The Vikings telling NBC News, so far, no fans have canceled their season tickets, and writing, quote, "Male cheerleaders have been part of previous Vikings teams and have long been associated with collegiate and professional cheerleading. We support all of our cheerleaders."
First off, not all the men are created equal. And now that's not me saying one or less than the other. We're talking about appropriate for this. Make no mistake about it. Sports are for masculine. I'm not going to say the word heterosexual because there's a lot of masculine guys in these leagues that are gay. Make no mistake about it. There's a bunch of guys that are playing football right now that are gay or at least bisexual. Okay, so it's not about gay or not. It's about being flamboyantly gay, trying to act like you're a woman. That's the problem. This is a masculine space. And it always has been up until the last 10 years. Competition. This oozes testosterone, okay? That's why ultra manly men go into these things. Ultra masculine. It's all about competition and I'm better than you. That's what attracts other guys to it. You know, we might not have been as physically capable to do these things, so a lot of guys live vicariously through this. It's like the ultimate show of your masculinity without it becoming actually violent.
Cheerleaders and are proud of the role they play as ambassadors of the organization. Efforts to reach the two male cheerleaders for comment were unsuccessful. Of course, cheerleading men is nothing new. There have been countless parodies like this classic Will Ferrell SNL skit.
Break it down now.
Or the iconic teen drama Bring It On.
These are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
But even former presidents George W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, and Dwight Eisenhower were cheerleaders, and many consider men a vital part of the squad.
First off, like I said, stop trying to equate straight men using their physical strength to toss around the women. They might do some dance moves, but they're not doing that. Stop trying to lie to people. It's not the same thing. If it was, George Bush would have never become a president of the United States if he was doing this. Back in 2000 when the world was at least normal? No. It's not the same thing.
The Vikings point out a third of NFL teams have male cheerleaders, the league embracing other identities too. The Carolina Panthers, since 2022, have featured the first and only openly transgender cheerleader in the NFL. It's also not the first time the sidelines have stolen center stage. Pay and fair treatment of NFL cheerleading squads, a long-running controversy.
1, 2, 3, and
The
4,
Dallas
5.
Cowboys cheerleaders recently scoring a 400% pay increase after they became an internet sensation following the Netflix docu-series America's Sweethearts. Some teams rebranding, the Washington Commanders going with a fully co-ed dance squad, while others, like the New York Jets, losing its flight crew altogether since 2022. But now the Vikings backing up its cheer team and shaking up the routine.
Now, I'm going to say this. Football fans, you're going to have to deal with this. Because unfortunately, like, most people that are just like hardcore consumers of a product and, you know, kind of have like a loyalty to it, whether it's the NBA, the NFL, even something like your favorite video game franchise. One thing I notice is that 90% of the people are, they can't detach from it. Like me, I've like product loyalty and things like that. I've done away with that a long time ago. If something I like today does something I don't like tomorrow, it is not going to make me lose a wink of sleep to not deal with that product anymore at all. That's the problem. So everyone complaining and saying, oh, I'm gonna boycott. The majority of you are not going to boycott the Viking. You're gonna go to the games. You're gonna watch the games. You're gonna go to the bar or your sports bar and watch. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna sit here and complain and cry on the internet for 5 minutes, but then you're gonna go watch the game Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. That's what you're gonna do. I haven't watched a full football game well over a decade. I'll watch maybe like the second half of a Super Bowl if it's close, things like that. Basketball, mostly the playoffs. I don't even really watch anymore because to me the product is no longer very good. I used to be a Call of Duty fiend. I was one of those people that bought that shit every year. And then I would complain about the new one. And I said back in probably 2012, I said, you know what, man, I can't. Why am I buying these games if they're not giving me what I want? I need to stop. So I've kind of taken that. If Google made a phone that was really bad, I wouldn't get another one. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't say, oh, I hate it. Here's my money. And that's the problem with a lot of you. You're going to continue to support this team. You can't help yourself. So part of me doesn't feel any kind of sympathy. I don't feel like, damn, that sucks. I feel like, you know what? You're giving them your money anyway. That's why they feel bold enough to do this. If they actually felt like we're gonna lose money and fans, they wouldn't even have put these people out there in the first place. But they just know you can't help yourself. That's one. Number two, this is more of a societal level I'm talking about. Why are people that constantly complain about the patriarchy, straight men, and really hate straight white men, why are all their efforts into infiltrating those spaces? How come they just never do their own thing? It's always about, oh, we want to be in that thing that you do. Oh, we want to do that thing that you do. How come there's not more of us in that thing? It's like you always talk about how you hate us. It's all toxic and oh my God, you guys, violence. And now you want to be a part of like the football? I mean, this is one of the most violent sports. Not like it used to be when I was younger. It was a very hard-hitting sport. People was getting damn near decapitated, you know, with no flags on the play. But still, compared to other sports, is super physical. All the things you complain about, men being men and loud and rambunctious and competition, and you know, it's all toxic. But for some reason, every time I turn around, you're trying to invade those spaces, and not just invade them. It'd be one thing if you came in and said, okay guys, how does things work in this community, and I'll fit in. No, you want to come in and change the shit, change the lay of the land. You want to walk into my house and tell me where the TV goes and what we're gonna watch. I don't understand that. Can someone give me an answer? It'll never make sense in my head why you always just want to place yourself around the people you supposedly hate. You hate capitalism, but all I hear is we want more money. You hate straight men, but it's why don't y'all have like a hair drying club where y'all stay around the nail salon and shit like that and make a scene out of that? No, you don't want to do that. You want to go into the sports bar where the guys are able to talk all the shit that they want to talk. Now we gotta, all right, they're around. The gay dude's around. We can't use the words we want. The woman's around. We can't say what we want. Like, it's crazy to me. But football fans, until you grow the balls to actually hold this league accountable, prepare for all your teams to have a bunch of gays and transgenders on the team. Be prepared for that. Because all you're gonna do is go on X, type in that you're angry, and then flick it to whatever channel it is. You're gonna stream it on your phone. You're not gonna turn in your season tickets. Someone says, hey, want to go to the game? You're gonna say yes. You're gonna go to the concession stand. So shut up, to be quite honest. Unless you're actually gonna make a stance, shut up. All right, those are my 2 cents. I'm out.